Welcome to this explainer. If you've ever dreamed of learning French but froze up wondering where on earth to start, you're in exactly the right place. Today, we're taking actual university syllabi and top language learning frameworks and boiling them down into a single, highly actionable roadmap just for you. Let's get right into it.
Picture this. You walk into a bustling Parisian cafe. The smell of fresh croissants hits you, and you effortlessly order your morning coffee. Sounds incredible, right? But realistically, right now, you might be staring at a mountain of unfamiliar words and complex grammar, feeling completely intimidated. So what does it actually take to learn French from absolute scratch?
Well, as Pierre Benoit and Mark from the popular Coffee Break French audio series remind us, the secret absolutely isn't cramming for hours on end. It's about small, consistent steps. They say that literally just a few minutes a day can help you build your confidence. It's all about that steady, completely manageable progression.
And whether you enroll in a formal university class or go the DIY online route, the universal baseline you're shooting for at the very beginning is CEFRA1. That's the introductory level of the Common European Framework of Reference for Languages. Look, this stage isn't about debating French philosophy. It is laser-focused on basic communication using everyday expressions and simple sentence structures.
Here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with Welcome to French 101, then dive into the foundation, grammar basics, followed by essential everyday vocabulary, real-world communication skills, and finally, exploring the Francophone world. Part 1. Welcome to French 101, setting the stage. To figure this out, we're literally reverse engineering the master syllabus for French 101 at the State University of New York, Canton. This is your classic, structured 16-week academic journey designed specifically to introduce you to the sound system and the grammatical structure of the French language. It's fascinating when you compare that traditional university model with a modern self-guided approach. A course like French 101 demands 16 weeks with 4 hours of lectures every single week. But self-guided frameworks break that exact same foundation into 40 bite-sized, 16-minute audio lessons. You can knock one out on your morning commute. Both paths get you to the exact same A1 standard, they're just packaged differently to fit your lifestyle. Part 2. The foundation, grammar basics, building the blueprint. I know grammar sounds tedious, but try to think of it as the essential architectural blueprint of your new language. Both the A1 syllabus and standard university courses hammer home these absolute essentials. First up, nouns and articles, wrapping your head around masculine and feminine words using le, la, un, and une. Next, you've got your basic present tense verbs, the heavy lifters like être, to be, and avoir, to have. And of course, negation, learning to build a negative sentence using that classic ne pas sandwich, like je ne parle pas français. Once you've got those core pillars down, the blueprint expands just a bit. You'll tackle regular re and er verbs and dive into reflexive verbs. These are verbs where the subject and object are the same, like se laver, to wash oneself. You'll also learn the totally crucial rule of making sure your adjectives match your nouns, and you'll figure out the right word order for asking simple questions.
Part 3. Essential everyday vocabulary, stocking the toolbox.
Now, building your vocabulary at the A1 level isn't random at all. It is heavily weighted toward highly practical survival stuff. You're not memorizing abstract concepts here. You're learning to count to 1,000, name the days of the week, and identify places in a city like a bank or a hotel. You're learning the words to describe your immediate family, state your age, and ask for street directions. It is entirely about immediate, real-world utility.
And the best part is how fast it pays off. Very quickly, you'll be stringing together simple vocabulary like bread, cheese, and water to actually get things done. Je voudrais un café, s'il vous plaît. With just a handful of words, you're effortlessly and politely ordering a coffee at a restaurant. That right there is the immediate magic of the A1 level.
Part 4. Real-world communication skills, putting it into practice.
When you put this into practice, a basic A1 conversation actually flows really naturally, step by step. Step 1, the greeting, bonjour. Step 2, exchanging personal info, je m'appelle. Step 3, checking in with a simple question, comment ça va? And Step 4, achieving your goal, like asking, où est la gare? Where is the train station? It's a beautifully logical flow of communication.
But keep in mind, true A1 proficiency requires a solid balance of both oral speaking skills and written comprehension. You have to be able to read a basic street sign or fill out a simple form with your info just as much as you need to speak the words out loud.
Finally,
Part 5. Exploring the Francophone world. The ultimate reward.
Here's a really cool thing. Learning French isn't just about France. A proper A1 curriculum casts a surprisingly wide cultural net. Sure, you'll cover French hand gestures, fashion, and the centigrade weather system, but you'll also explore housing in Canada, varied family structures in Western Africa, and distinctive cultural features in Haiti and Louisiana. It's a massive, global language, and your introductory roadmap absolutely reflects that diversity.
In fact, understanding these distinctive cultural features is an actual grading requirement in most courses. Grasping things like when to use the informal tu with a buddy versus the formal vous with a stranger, that is just as critical to your conversational success as memorizing verb conjugations. The language and the culture are completely intertwined.
We've walked through the grammar blueprint, stocked up your vocabulary toolbox, mapped out your real-world communication goals, and touched on the incredible global culture waiting for you. You now know exactly what the structure and expectations are for those first 16 weeks. So I'll leave you with this one thought. You've got the blueprint in your hands. When are you going to take that first step? Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and happy learning.